welcome back to my YouTube channel. Excuse the crazy hair right now. I've just had a blow dry. And I'm in the car with Alice right now. Hello people. And we are driving into London because Daisy and I are going to get a full body MRI scan. I don't know if anyone else has seen people advertising these on Instagram and stuff, but I have, and me and Daisy over Christmas were like, oh, we were talking about just like preventative health and like getting on our A game this year, and then we got into the conversation of these scans, and anyway, both of us were like, let's do it together. So it is the end of January, so it's taken us like a month to get it booked in actually, but we are gonna go today and get our scan done. I'm kind of looking forward to getting the results. I wouldn't say I'm like massively health anxious as such, would you? I'm not like health anxious.
No, but I think you're conscious.
Yeah, conscious. I also have had this like tiny little sort of lump under like my armpit, but like I don't know if it's a gland or something, but anyway, I'm gonna ask them to like scan that and check it. Slept not that well last night, so I am a tired girly today, but I'm gonna take you on my week with me this week. It's gonna be a really busy week actually. I've got quite a few things going on, but I wanted to take you along on like I suppose like a typical week for me. But yeah, it's a bit of a busy one this week, and I'm really excited because I've got some really fun things happening this week, and I am also shooting the last 3 episodes of my digital series. I don't want to call it a podcast because it's not a podcast, it's like a long form interview format that's going to sit on a streaming platform that I can't speak too much about yet, but I am really excited about it. So anyway, I will just take out the last final roller in my hair that I'm just clinging on to for dear life. This is hanging on for dear life at this point, and I will be back shortly. Hi guys, so I just had my scan, I just finished it. The little GARMs they give you, this is the OOTD for the scan. Honestly, it's actually really pleasant. I'm not saying I like thoroughly enjoyed it, but like I didn't actually mind just sitting there and chilling for like an hour. It was quite nice. I watched Runaway on Netflix, which was nice actually, just quite enjoyable. And yeah, I am looking forward to getting my results. I'll let you guys know what the outcome is, but that was just such a smooth, nice, clean, simple experience. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. What a day. I've literally just walked through the door. I just had loads of like little bits to do today. But I went for a lovely lunch with Daisy, which was so cute. Went to Cipriani's, which was nice. I actually had the monkfish, which I really enjoyed. And then I just went to get my laser done, and I picked up some bits. I'll actually show you guys what I got from Brent Cross. I'll show you, when will I show you that? I'll show you in a bit, but I'm gonna have a really quick shower. I am home on my own for the next few days, and I was trying to convince Alice to stay over tonight because I just hate being on my own in the house. I get really like, I don't know why I get so scared. I don't know, maybe it's a girl thing. I don't know if anyone else feels this way, but like if I'm watching some TV, like I physically cannot watch like anything involving kidnapping, anything that's like thriller, horror, documentaries, any like crime documentaries. I cannot watch anything like that if I'm here by myself. It has to be anything David Attenborough, Planet Earth, or like maybe some reality TV. But I'm not going anywhere near anything that's gonna scare me. I'm also gonna have a shower now. I need to cut back on the 2 showers a day. I am a 2 showers a day person. Like I genuinely don't know if anyone else has this. I have a chronic fear of smelling. No one has ever told me my whole life that I smell. Not one person, and not even my brother. And my brother would, like, my brother's the kind of person who like would say, Zara, like, you smell really bad. No one has ever told me that I smell. I actually do think that I have some kind of like cleanliness issue sometimes. Yeah, I definitely get myself into a habit of having too many showers. I have to brush my teeth after every meal, fun fact about me, which my dentist loves. Like my dentist thinks that's great. But yeah, I brush my teeth probably like at least 4 times a day. So I've got good teeth though, I suppose. I've got this weird thing about just like cleanliness in general, and I'm just like a very clean person, which is a good thing, but also when you have chronic eczema, that is not a good thing. So I've noticed my eczema's been flaring up. Over Christmas, I was like, I'm just gonna do the 1 shower a day. I don't need to be having 2 showers a day. So I did that and my eczema all cleared up completely. And then now it's come back again because I've been having 2 showers a day again. So I'm gonna stop doing that. And I had a shower last night and I didn't have one this morning. And I will say I felt disgusting. I felt gross. I felt bleh. Right guys, I've just had my shower and I've just had a Nando's delivered. I got the pita and hummus. Got a salad. Round of applause for me for getting a salad. This kind of salad I can get on board with, like where it's got like tomatoes and olives and like, it's got a bit more going on. I couldn't think of anything worse than having like a genuine salad with loads of leaves. I know this does have like rocket in it, but I don't mind rocket. One thing I actually cannot stand, and I'll put up with it in a Caesar salad, like I'll actually put up with it because I do like a Caesar salad with the croutons. Basically, I like the croutons in a Caesar salad. I love anchovies, by the way. Could eat anchovies 3 times a day. I know that's really odd. I asked for extra anchovies on my Caesar salad. But I've gone for this salad and I've cut up the chicken in it just to make it a little bit easier for myself to eat. But yeah, I can get a bit more on board with this. It's terrible that I've not had any greenery in the last few weeks. I've had like McDonald's, In-N-Out. Oh, In-N-Out. I love In-N-Out so much. And everyone always thinks I'm a bit peculiar because of how much I love onion. And my favourite thing to get from In-N-Out is a Flying Dutchman. It's basically onion and meat and cheese. I know people might think like that I'm really health conscious. I think a lot of people think I'm really health conscious. I'm actually not. Like, I believe in everything in moderation. I'm gonna finish the salad, finish my pita, and I'll be back. Golly gracious me. I was getting myself really hyped up and excited talking to you guys and vlogging. And I looked at the time and I was like, it was like 9:30. I know that's not like late, but I was thinking the more, like I could feel myself getting a bit tired. And when you feel a bit tired, you just have to jump on it. Especially with the jet lag. Like the jet lag can be the Wild West out there. But I got awoken this morning, felt like last night, at like 7 AM by some delivery drivers, which was honestly lovely. I know they were delivering my package that I personally ordered, but I was like, does it have to be 7 AM? And I tell you what the order is. The order is my new Reformer Pilates machine. Just deodorizing. I'm just gonna get myself out the door now because I'm definitely running a little bit late. I think I needed to leave at about 10:30 and it is 10:24. And I'm just not in the headspace to leave yet. I know I feel and look so lazy, but honestly guys, last night when I was laying in bed, I was just laying there for hours and hours. And then I'd like hear a noise, like even just like a pipe crackling. And it would just send the adrenaline through my body like something was happening. When I come back from the US, I try and not organise my work week so that everything's early. I try and like push everything a bit later and then like, if I can obviously, and then like work a bit later just because, yeah, I feel like I need to allow my body the time to kind of recover slightly from the jet lag. If I just keep shocking my body back and forth, it's just like not good for it. I end up feeling really, really crap. Hi guys, we are in the car. We're actually both in pink. We are. We're both in pink, which is very Refuge because Refuge's branding is all pink. So, yeah, we are headed to Refuge right now. We're headed to their HQ Refuge, and I don't know if anyone knows this, but I am an ambassador for Refuge, which is a women's domestic violence charity. It's actually one of the biggest domestic abuse charities that exists. And yeah, I've worked with them for quite a few years now. The first time I worked with Refuge, we actually changed a law. I was part of the Naked Threat campaign with Refuge, and that was my first time working with them, and it was during my first documentary that I made. And essentially we got the law changed on image abuse, which is one of the proudest things that I've done. Women, men, whoever were victims of intimate image abuse, it does tend to be more women, were going to the police and saying, well, my ex is threatening to share this image of me, or I've got someone who is blackmailing me with an intimate photo, what do I do? And essentially the police were kind of just saying, like, come back when they've done it, because it's not punishable. Like, it actually wasn't punishable, the offence of making the threat. So that meant that a lot of women were essentially just having to wait until they were put in that position and the image was shared, whether it be online, whether it be sold to an illegal website, whether it be shared illegally, whatever, until they could actually phone the police and until the police actually knew what they could do about it. So in 2020 it was announced that it would now be illegal to threaten to share images, and not just the actual act of sharing. So the threat is now illegal as well. And that was, I think, probably genuinely being part of that campaign was probably one of the proudest moments of my career so far. It doesn't even feel like a career moment for me, because, like, for me, having been a victim of that myself, like, it more just felt like a personal achievement that I'd, like, I don't know, I could say to my younger self, like, look at what you did, look at the power that you have, and look at what your experiences have meant for all the other women who are now, going to be able to make a stand and going to be able to phone the police and are not going to feel that it's their fault. And that was so important to me, personally, professionally, like, in every single way. So yeah, Refuge is, like, has such a special place in my heart as a charity, and what they do for women who are experiencing domestic abuse, violence, are trying to leave, abusive relationships. And by the way, like, I really believe in educating about the changing face of abuse. I know I spoke about this in my vlogs before, and I definitely am doing more work on this, hence why I wanted to go and meet Refuge today, because I had this kind of idea of making a short film that could be shown in schools. Because I don't know about anyone else watching this, but whenever I think back to some of the most pivotal points of my education, it was when we had speakers come in. Did you remember this, Alice? Did you ever have speakers come into your school, like, to talk about all sorts of things, like drug abuse, or like, just
wearing a helmet on a bike? That was a big one.
Yeah, things like that. But, like, those things, like, genuinely have stayed with me.
Yeah.
Like, when the message is delivered correctly, like, those things stay with me more than, I don't know, quantum physics. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't remember what pi is in maths, but I do remember this guy coming to talk about the effects of drug abuse. And I just feel like more needs to be done to support the education system in driving these topics, because I think sometimes there is a bit of a kind of, like, push and pull of, like, the teachers should be talking about this and teaching our kids. Know the parents, know the teachers, know the government, know the parents, know the teachers, know the government. And really, like, it is a collective responsibility for all of us. But I think as members of society, we can also do more to help all of these streams of education and power to be able to educate and have those conversations more. So anyway, long story long, I had this idea. Honestly, I can't, me telling a short story, impossible. But I had this idea of creating this, like, short film that I could use the skills that I've learned from directing and producing on my own documentaries to maybe create something. I've got this kind of, like, adolescence, like, the way that adolescence is shot in the one shot, and the kind of, like, POV shots, like, just I suppose the artsy kind of, like, creative directing side of it, I feel like I've got down in my head. It's more so like the principle and the concept. I like the idea of talking about potentially, like, rape culture in schools. I've done a whole documentary on that, and I filmed that for about a year, so I've got a lot of knowledge in that area. Also, I've done so many documentaries about so many important topics, especially topics in schools, or topics of documentaries that could be shown in schools, if you know what I mean. I do feel really equipped to be able to make something like this, but I just want to talk to the people at Refuge today to see kind of what their thoughts are, because I know they're trying to do a lot more in regards to like the digital side of abuse, like tech abuse, and obviously tech abuse is, I believe, is going to be the foundation for all abuse. Like I think all abuse, like domestic abuse and abuse within even young relationships and young people in schools, is all going to begin to grow from tech. Like that's going to be the baseline of where the abuse starts, because it's an easy gateway for people to start abusing other people, and it's a faceless crime at times almost. So I do think that there's something that can be done, yeah, whether that's a short video, and maybe I could take it round to some schools. And what I'd really like to do is like something that I in the past few years specifically have become really passionate about is just like equality in education. And I think that sometimes it's the word regional, like the regional schools, like the schools that maybe like aren't near London or aren't near a big city, may at times not have access to some of this education, just because of where they live, or I don't know, maybe it costs money to get speakers in, I don't actually know. But I really want to show up for the schools that may be struggling and they may have this behaviour going on a lot and they need help, and like I just want to show up for those teachers and those students and those parents, regardless of, you know, where they live, whoever they are, whatever walk of life. Like I want to show up for those young people, and I will let you guys know how the meeting goes. And yeah, I'm hoping to kind of come away with some more concrete ideas of kind of when I can film it and what it will look like. Guys, we just realised we forgot to touch base with you. Touching base. We're just in our meeting now and just having a prep. Hello, sorry, I'm vlogging.
Oh shit, sorry.
No, sorry.
Very on brand from a Refuge perspective.
Yeah, I actually chose the jumper specifically for...
I wouldn't expect anything less.
Exactly.
So yeah, to kind of get the word out, we want to like work with our ambassadors and influencers to share the post.
Yeah.
So we've got like an example here of what it could look like as an Instagram post.
I think that title will tell people what it is.
Yeah.
Can I ask, when would these be going up? Because I'd love to support. It would be good to like, yeah, if you could send me like a list of like, this activation is happening here, this is happening here, this is happening here, and like just a brief, because I know what it is now after you've explained it, then I can say which parts work. I mean, all of it really. I'm gonna sneeze. No, I'm not. Don't forget that.
To make you sneeze.
Sometimes I feel like when I say I'm gonna sneeze, it goes away. Hi guys, I'm back. It is the evening now. I obviously had my meeting with Refuge, which was amazing. I was there for like a good few hours actually. I feel like I only caught just like a tiny bit of what we were actually speaking about, just because there were a few lovely ladies that I met and spoke to, and yeah, I just didn't necessarily feel that comfortable getting them on camera, because they are the same women that go into some of the refuges and also do a lot of work with the young kids, and I just didn't necessarily feel massively comfortable asking if they wanted to be on camera as such. But lovely ladies, and what an amazing day. I mean, obviously harrowing and heartbreaking in some ways to like learn all the statistics, but also like I find those situations and those meetings so motivating, wanting to like, you know, make a change and make a difference. I find those scenarios really motivating. So yeah, really excited for what's to come this year actually with Refuge, because I'm so lucky to be an ambassador for them. I feel so grateful that they are, you know, that I've got those amazing women in my life and get to work with some incredible people who, you know what I find now is like, I don't surround myself in my work and in my life with anyone who is out for like any other gain other than just being a good person and helping people. I surround myself with people who are like genuinely good, whole, empathetic, incredible people. And yeah, I suppose like that also is not just my personal life, that also is my work life as well. And it just makes me so happy meeting these amazing women today and seeing all the hard work that they put into really trying to make a difference in this world. So very inspiring. And if any of you are watching this, thank you so much. So I went to the gym earlier on. Woo! Honestly, when I step foot in the gym, I genuinely mentally give myself the pat on the back. So I'm like, you got here. I always think that getting to the gym is the hardest part of it all, like actually just getting there. And then I got my nails done. So I always get my nails done every vlog. Sometimes, honestly, like I get so frustrated because sometimes they chip and they don't last very long. These are my latest set. I just got a little French. Just haven't had French in like literally years. So I'm loving that. I've ordered myself a little... Can you guess what I've ordered? Can you guess? Begins with an N, ends in Nando's. Nando's. I've ordered myself a chicken burger, creamy mash, macho peas, and tenderstone broccoli. The last time I had macho peas, they were quite honestly god awful. Like they had gone like, you know when they got a bit brown and like mushy? It's like someone had like sent them back or something and they'd repurposed the macho peas, which kind of put me off, but I'm gonna give them another go. I'm gonna have a really quick shower. Actually, not that quick because I haven't had a shower yet today. I'm gonna get myself some pajamas on, and then I've got a little bit of work to do actually. I've got a little bit of editing to do tonight before, and also I actually wanted to edit my other vlog that I posted, my skincare video, that I've been like doing like little bits on here and there, and I was gonna edit on the flight back from New York the other day, but it was an overnight flight and it was only like 6 hours. I do want to see if Alice can start doing a little bit of editing for me because that would really, really help. Guys, we're back. I personally suffer from this disease, which means that every time I eat, I have to put my hair up. Sounds weird, I know. You guys are really getting to know me nowadays. But yeah, I have to put my hair up every single time. It's weird. And I even like today in the meeting I was eating. And literally got my tuna sandwich out and I was like, I have to put my hair up. They're quite green. It kind of looks a bit brown in the camera, but they're quite green, which is good. Whoa! This is the vibe. Guys, I just want to say, like, I just want to preface this with, I apologise for my appearance right now. This is me in my natural habitat, to be honest. I'm editing a video for Sol de Janeiro because I work with Sol de Janeiro a lot. Well, I've been working with Sol de Janeiro for like 3 years now. Oh my God, they are literally like, they are one of my favourite brands ever. And I'll be honest, I don't, like, in terms of social media influencing side of things, like, I definitely have taken on the approach of like, I am not working with a brand that I don't like truly love. Listen to some of, because you have to use non-copyright music nowadays. Like you can't use, I don't fully understand the why. I think it's like a licensing thing, but you can't use like a pop song on an ad anymore. So I go on this website called Epidemic Sound. No. No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. No, maybe some soul though. Maybe some soul music. No. This is the kind of thing I want. But yeah, this is the little kind of video I've done for Sol de Janeiro. I am obsessed with this. A rose. It's basically like a, sorry, let me pause this. It's like a rose body cream. Some of the fragrances are quite sweet. And if you're going to like, I don't know, for me anyway, like they're great for like holiday or like day to day. But sometimes when you want something a little bit heavier for like, I don't know, going out for a meal or a date night or something, like that's why I like the 71 because it's like quite nutty. As well, the 48 I love because that one, I feel like it's got a little bit more going on to it. It's not just pure sweet. It's almost like a bit fruity, a bit sweet, a little bit of like, I don't know. You'll have to try it. But this one, the 91, like I have been looking for like a rose fragrance forever that doesn't smell, no offense, like it doesn't smell like a cleaning product or a bit old. But this one is like so nice. Like it's so, yeah, it's literally like the perfect rose scent. Oh, Rosa 2. And then I'm gonna send that to my manager. What time is it now? It is 8:32 p.m. I really need to get ahead of my interview questions for tomorrow, and then I'm gonna go to sleep. One thing I will say about my job, like in general, is not only do you have to be at 8:30 a.m. there, you have to be makeup ready. Well, not make, I don't know loads of makeup, but like glam ready, camera ready, like ready to be filmed for 8-9 hours consecutively. And it's just a very different kind of alertness that you have to have. Like you can't just be like, I'm just gonna take it chilled today at work, because it's not really like, you can't really do that. So I need to like wake up a little bit earlier. I'm not just gonna do what I normally do, which is I need to leave at 8:30, I'll get up at 8:15. That is what I do on a quite generally day-to-day basis. I'm not going to do that. It's a long day tomorrow, a long day. It's like 8:30 to 5:30 tomorrow, like consecutively shooting. Get a good night's sleep the night before, make sure I really get a good night's sleep, make sure I'm fueling myself properly and get on with it. It is just hard, like because it's not like I'm hosting like, I don't know, a game show or I don't know, like it's not like that. Like I pride myself massively on being able to ask thoughtful questions. I pride myself so much on being as engaged, like to the maximum. Like I literally will pick up every single word that person says. And I think that is the key actually to a good interview, in my opinion. Personally, like I will have my list of questions, by the way, that I will look through now, and that's what I'm about to do, is look through all my questions for tomorrow. I'm going to get them up, but look through all my interview questions, look through the brief, because normally like the development team and the producers will pull together like a briefing pack for me. So like I'll know who the contributors are, but the day before I'll do like the deep dive, like into the contributor, who they are, what their story is, where the kind of like twists and turns are in the story. But controversial, I don't like having interview questions, but unless like I'm doing my documentaries, they might say something like, I don't know, and I had to leave the house. And rather than looking at your interview question going, so what happened next? You actually might want to dig a bit deeper into that and be like, and how did you feel leaving the house? Like, how did that make you feel? Because realistically, like you could go through the practical elements of like someone's story and what happened, but like actually what I'm interested in is like, what human emotions did you experience? What did you go through? And like, how can I relate to that? Rather than being like, okay, cool, anyway, next question. Like, actually that person has experienced some deep trauma and some deep stress and deep fear, and like as part of that you might want to understand a bit more about what that felt like for them, because that's how you kind of, as an interviewer, in my opinion, build your empathy and your understanding of people, and also allow the audience to do that as well. No, I feel like in some interviews you can tell when you can really feel it when the contributor, and when I say contributor, I mean like the person being interviewed, has been given the space to breathe. And like, silence isn't the enemy. I think a bit of silence and a bit of space is actually an amazing thing, because it allows the other person to think. You don't need to jump in with another question. Like, let it breathe. When I chat to you guys on here, I've been chatting for 21 minutes. Obviously I'm going to cut this down loads, but I've been chatting for 21 minutes right now, and like, it does psych me up a bit. Like, I get really excited when I'm chatting and I get really passionate about things, and then I can't sleep. Anyway, I'm going to read my bio because I'm going to go to bed. I'm really procrastinating, and I will check in with you guys at the crack of dawn. Hi guys, welcome to my Wednesday morning. Obviously, how did I get here is on repeat in this car, isn't it, Alice? I'm on my way to my series filming this morning in central London. which is really exciting because it's the last 3 episodes. I'll be honest, the jet lag is jet lagging right now, but I'm meeting some incredible people today. I was just telling Alice about one of the stories that, well, the first interview that I'm doing today. What I'm really interested in kind of this whole series is this idea of like second chances, and I do believe, and I suppose having these conversations is challenging that idea for me in some ways, because like I'm very much like everyone deserves a second chance, obviously, unless you commit the most heinous crime. Of course, like if you are committing heinous crimes or you're consistently doing barbaric things in your life, of course you don't deserve a second chance. But people also make mistakes in life, and we should allow people to reform, and I'm very much an advocate for rehabilitation. So I'm interested in kind of like challenging those ideas a little bit and speaking to people who, you know, have gone down maybe a dark path and have turned their life around, and now they work in a really positive space. They are examples of where people have been able to turn their life around. And yeah, I suppose like I'm interested in like my perspective as an interviewer is just to ask the questions, but like what do you guys take from it as a viewer? Like, do you think that this person has been reformed successfully? Like, what are your, I don't know, I like content that poses those questions, and like, sorry, this is really bright, but yeah, I like content and watching things that doesn't necessarily give me the answer, that maybe leaves me asking a few more questions and like questioning the morality of that. I think is really interesting. So that's kind of the positioning of this mini-series, really, in some parts, not all. But we are nearly there now, so I will take you inside with me. Hi guys, so I've just arrived on set at my, what do we call this? Is this a podcast?
I just call it a podcast, because podcast can also be a podcast. So I just call it a podcast. Podcast.
So this is the set. This is actually our exec's flat. We have repurposed specifically for the podcast, just because we wanted it to feel homely and just cozy and nice. So yeah, this is the set, and we are about to do our 3 interviews. I've brought Alice along with me today. And yeah, hi guys, my camera is literally going to die any second now, but it is now 4:35 and I'm just about to start my final interview of the day, so I'll probably be done and out of here by about 6:30. Sometimes I just need to take a second just to reset mentally, because yeah, a lot of these interviews are pretty heavy, very heavy, and very it's hard. I feel even bad saying that they're hard for me, because obviously the person who is doing the interview and who I'm interviewing, 1,000,000 times harder for them. But yeah, I definitely do take on those feelings, and like they really like ruminate in my mind, and they really stay with me. So yeah, I do find it sometimes I need to just take a second, because it's a lot to process, especially when there's like abuse stories. I just need a minute. I don't want to get emotional. I feel like I'm gonna get emotional right now, because I just did quite an emotional interview. So yeah, sorry, I don't know what's wrong with me. I need to pull myself together because I've got another interview now. But yeah, sometimes I do need to just take a second, because it can be really hard. And I don't ever want to get too emotional and upset in the interview, because I don't want to make it about me or make anyone think I'm trying to make it about me, because I'm absolutely not. Just yeah, sometimes I find it a bit hard and challenging with some of the stories. Sorry, I don't know why I get so emotional. I'm going to pull myself together. I'm going to read the rest of my interview notes. Oh, that is the next contributor right now. Yeah, I'll come back to you when I've finished, and maybe when I'm home. Yeah, see you soon. Sorry about my emotionalness earlier. That really was, I mean, to be honest, that is literally me nowadays. Like, I'm a very emotional girl. Yeah, I never used to be as emotional as that. I definitely did when I was like in my kind of like early 20s. But then, yeah, I feel like I leveled out. But then now, I just honestly cry at anything. Like, I think, personally, like, I know this sounds like a weird thing to say, but I truly believe this with all my heart, that empathy is a learned response. It's like a trait that you build and grow through your life. Well, that is if you have the experiences and you are open to that and you want to become more empathetic. I think, so maybe to clarify, I think empathy is like a learned behaviour and a learned response that becomes supernatural, like that becomes like embedded in who you are over time. And I think that anyone and everyone can learn and become more empathetic. I've definitely had some experiences in my life, been really like naive in not understanding what other people have to go through. But I think with my job, as I've got older, and yeah, I think with my job, the people that I've met in my life and my career and the kind of person that I want to be, I literally like can physically feel, especially in the last year or so, I can just feel some people's emotions so strongly and so fiercely. And I feel what other people have gone through, like when they're sharing a story. Like one of the stories that was shared with me today was about a really horrific abuse story that ended awfully and tragically. I feel people's experiences so deeply that sometimes like I just need to take a second and like it makes me feel, I feel so guilty that I like never, I don't know, like maybe haven't understood something properly. Like I feel so guilty about the fact that some of these things go on and like maybe I wasn't aware of it, or I never was taught about it, or I like was naive to it. I'm really sorry for getting upset, by the way. It's just been a bit of an emotional day for me, and I sometimes just need to sit in like a dark, not a dark room, but like I just need to like mentally process all the things I've learned today. And I feel a lot of fire after I have days like today. So anyway, I'm on a slightly lighter note. I've ordered myself some food. I ordered a pizza. It's actually from a company called Protein Pizza Co. This girl needs some protein in her life. I've actually really not eaten much today. I had like half a thing of porridge this morning when I got in. I got to work at like 9, and then we actually finished shooting at like nearly 7, and I had like 2 coffees and a tuna salad, and that, my friends, is not enough, especially not enough for this girl who likes her food. Yeah, I normally like, actually weirdly wasn't, I thought by like 3-4 p.m. I'd be absolutely starving, but I actually weirdly wasn't today. But I'm ready to absolutely demolish a whole pizza. And I also ordered a burrata as well. Burrata. Literally only 11 minutes away, so I'm buzzing. Guys, this pizza actually looks amazing. Like, unbelievable. 62 grams of protein, just saying. My mum's on the phone, by the way. I've just muted her for a sec. I said I need to finish my vlog. And this burrata, I'm gonna destroy this. Hi, guys. So, I'm sorry I haven't picked up my camera in a couple of days. It is now the weekend. I think the last time I picked my camera up was, I'm gonna say Wednesday or Thursday. It is now the weekend, and yeah, it's just been a really incredible week. I think it's about time for me to wrap this vlog up here. Just got back from having my eyelashes done and my brows done. I'm very sorry if you find these vlogs too chatty, by the way. I do want to switch things up because I do feel like I just talk to the camera constantly. Anyway, have a good rest of your week, guys, and I'll see you very soon.